Okay, Karthik, great to see you. It's been a little while. A lot has happened between then and now. And thanks for having us into your beautiful facility here. It's gorgeous.
No, great to see you, Mike. Welcome to Zuora.
Thank you. We met about a year ago, and we started talking about your journey. I thought it'd be great to share with a wider audience what that journey's been like.
Absolutely.
But first, can you tell people a little bit about Zuora?
Absolutely. Zuora has been in the business for almost 15 plus years now, and Zuora is a leading cloud-based SaaS provider specializing in subscription management and total monetization.
Great. Well, let's talk a little about how things started. How did you first hear about Zscaler, Zero Trust, and how did you get engaged with us?
So when I joined Zuora 2 years ago, we had a very legacy security infrastructure. Our security posture was not that great, and we were heavily dependent upon the network-centric. And we had multiple VPN solutions that was not providing a great experience for our end users, including our remote users as well.
Yeah.
And the overall experience was very fragmented and disconnected, and that was leading to more overhead maintenance, and also managing the complexity of the legacy infrastructure. And we were not able to be agile. And some of my team members and leaders were familiar with Zscaler from their prior experience.
Yeah.
And that's how the journey started.
Oh, that's great. So, like I heard you say, you had gaps to fill, you needed better cyber, you needed a better user experience, so you had better business outcomes for your employees, and you had cost and complexity concerns.
That's right.
You have users in China, for example.
That's right, yes.
And they had poor experiences. Can you talk a little bit about that?
No, definitely. Maybe, as I said, we were very network-centric. Our landscape was very network-centric, and we were relying on multiple VPN solutions, not just one VPN. As a matter of fact, when I did my first all-hands call in the organization, when I went up in the stage, one of the first questions that one of the employees asked us, when can we get rid of VPNs? In the prior days, network was the boundary.
Yeah.
When during the on-prem days, when people were mostly working from offices, right? And they used VPN to connect from home. That was typical. But in today's remote work from anywhere, cloud first and mobile-based access, the new boundary is your endpoint. Yeah. So our goal is to make sure the endpoints are well protected, and they're able to be actively being managed based upon the employee's identity and context. Yeah. And that is a vision that we wanted to have. And this is where we all figured out, okay, your endpoint is a new boundary. That is our goal statement. Okay, how do we go after that? Okay. And also we validated the other solutions in our landscape, because Zscaler is not the only one that can meet all of our needs, because we need to have identity access and management. We need to have endpoint protection as well.
Yeah. And by the way, on that endpoint piece, you had mentioned earlier, we were talking, you had one partner for endpoint and you switched to another because, why? I'll let you.
I would say tighter integration is something, because we want to move away from a complex architecture where we don't want to be maintaining and managing the integrations and trying to bolt on with each other. So the other endpoint solution that we recently moved into is, and it has a very tight integration to Zscaler.
You can say the name.
Yeah, it's CrowdStrike, right? So we moved into CrowdStrike last month, and we have Okta for our access and identity management, and we have Rapid7 for all the monitoring. So these four forms the core pillars of our infrastructure landscape. Yeah. And we kind of validated that with Praniti and the team. Hey, how are you guys doing it, right? So that kind of helped us. Okay, this is good. Now let's formulate this plan and get into execution. So.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about now you've got sort of that visibility into what's going on out there.
That's right, yes.
Talk a little bit about that. What was life like before versus after? You've got now some more of a transparent view into the business.
That's right. Yeah. One of the key challenges that we had is lack of visibility. Lack of visibility of our end user traffic.
Yeah.
And also lack of visibility of the overall landscape. How does all these things come together? Because I'm not like a deep expert in security, but at least from a business perspective, I want to know that, okay, with this current structure or the landscape, how is it enabling my business, right? Or what are the gaps and risks? We didn't have much of visibility. all we were hearing is issues and incidents and all those other things. With this new infrastructure in place,
we call it treading water.
Yes, that's right.
Trying to keep your head above water.
Yeah. So we spent some good amount of time understanding the landscape, so that we have a clear idea where the gaps and challenges are.
Yeah.
We have some very good visibility of all the endpoints, our entire landscape, the traffic coming in, the traffic going out. And as part of any transformation, it's not just a technology piece. We were also looking at the experience, the people, process, and policies was a big one as well. Yeah. So we want to make sure we are enforcing and complying with the GRC policies that we have, including the end user agreements that we all sign when we join as employees in the company. And we didn't have much visibility into the traffic, what type of information has been uploaded, and what is the content that they're watching. But with this new with the new system in place, we are able to get all the details. For example, many of them were watching content websites, more of YouTube is fine because it can be some educational videos, but not on Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hotstar and all those other things, because that was consuming a lot of bandwidth, almost like 5 terabytes of data per month. Yeah. Now we're able to see it, right? So obviously we can increase the bandwidth, but ideally they should not be using the corporate network to be watching this. So we kind of made some policy changes and blocked some of those things, because that is going to improve the overall throughput of the network and a better experience as well, right?
That's great. Comes all down to user experience, better security.
That's right.
Less complexity, more visibility, so you can get ahead. At the end of the day, our mission is to help secure you so that you can drive great business, provide a great service to your customers.
That is right. Yes, that is right.
So let's back up a little bit. So when you first started talking to us, was it about 12 months ago? 18 months ago?
Not even 12. It was last summer. So.
It was last summer.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to now.
Right. That's right.
You're live on?
We were live last December. So I would say the time to market and in realizing the value was less than 4 months.
Less than 4 months.
Yes.
And that's also a testament to your leadership, your staying involved in the project, your team all having a vision of what you wanted to accomplish. And then we were able to meet that vision with you. Right. So you had VPNs, you had firewalls. What were you able to remove? And then overall, what is that? Because you're about 1,600, 1,600
1,600 employees.
1,600 employees.
Right, yes.
You were able to realize X amount of savings. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's
never easy.
Yeah, it's never easy.
Never easy to retire things, right?
That's right.
It's easy
that's
to
right.
bring them
yes.
in, but then to retire is a hard thing.
Yeah. A year ago, because we follow the OKR framework very diligently, one of our key objectives is to obviously driving growth, driving efficiency, and driving reducing cost, right? So we were in the same journey like many other companies. So as part of that goals, one of the key programs was enterprise SaaS rationalization. We had 250 plus apps, and in that included all the infrastructure and security software services and also infrastructure as a services. And yes, we did have a huge cost to it, right?
Right.
So when we did the Zero Trust transformation, it was not just alone on enabling a better security posture and a better security landscape, but also where one of the other key goals was to reduce the cost, the total cost of ownership, and reducing the overhead and maintenance. So all those things added up. Mm-hmm. So I think this program contributed a major chunk to realize those savings. And we had a very specific target last year that we committed to, and Zscaler was one of the key enablers in getting those targets achieving. We are saving more than $500,000 just in infrastructure.
That's incredible.
And software savings, because we consolidated almost 10 plus solutions, 3 VPNs and various firewalls all over the place, including some co-location data centers that we had in the Asia Pacific region. So all these things we decommissioned and retired. And
it helps when you had a little bit of a kickstart with
that's
one
right.
of the first questions being, when can we get rid of VPNs?
That's right. Yes.
That helps. But let's talk about what is most important to you around the outcomes that you want to realize. What should we be focused on with you, and how should we measure success with you?
I would say 3 things. Number 1 is definitely the employee workplace experience, whether they're working from offices such as this or working from home, or we have 17 offices worldwide. They should have a seamless experience wherever they go and have the same kind of access management and privileges with a zero trust principle wherever they are working from, right?
Yeah.
The second one is reducing the total cost of ownership, whether it is overhead or even the software and hardware cost.
Yeah.
Definitely a reduced total cost of ownership.
Yeah.
The third one is very important: improved efficiency.
Yeah.
That is very important. We want to have the right agility and scale so that we can continue to meet our growing business needs.
Yeah.
And because, as you know, the landscape is changing so fast. Every week, every day, there is a new trend on AI that we need to always be mindful and be cognizant about.
Yes.
So obviously, we cannot be changing every day, but at least we want to make sure we have a good foundation, Zero Trust SASE foundation.
Yeah. So you're live on ZIA.
That's right.
ZPA.
That's right.
ZDX.
That's right.
And you've used Zscaler, you've talked about this before, as a platform. Where do you feel is next for you in your journey?
I think the next one we are currently talking to Zscaler is data loss protection. That is one area that we want to fine tune more.
Yeah.
And also we have to be ready for the AI trends that are happening on a rapid base. Right?
Let's talk about that. Yeah. You're doing a lot with AI. Talk a little bit about what you're doing with AI, your journey internally, and then how you see us helping you.
AI has been there for a while. A year ago, we launched an initiative to completely reimagine our digital workplace experience that will to enable our employees to find information quickly, to get help, and automatically fulfill their common requests in. So we started on this journey. This was when the ChatGPT was coming up and the Gen AI was the talk of the town. That's where we are in.
Yeah.
And to do that, obviously, we need to make sure the security boundary and the landscape supports those needs as well. So,
yeah. So I think you were saying that leads you down the path of, okay, now we've got to make sure our data stays where it's got to be protected. So data protection was a place to go look, DLP. Yes. And you talked a little bit about agentic AI and the different phases of AI.
That's right.
And when you move into that agentic phase, now we're talking about doing, monumentally more than when AI was just a digital assistant.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Last year it was Gen AI. Now the talk of the town is whichever event is, it's all about agentic AI. And the next thing is the next discussion topic is always revolving around data governance, security, and how we're doing it. And I would say if someone asks about Zscaler, I would strongly emphasize and encourage them to take it seriously on the Zero Trust unified SASE solution that is going to not only meet your today's needs, but also help you on your future needs, because the rapid pace of technology innovation and trends are changing so fast, and we don't want to be doing a catch up. We want to be more proactive rather than reactive, and that is what I would recommend. So,
what do you want us to keep doing well and even get better at?
Now, I would say we are an existing customer. We are not the experts. Maybe my team has more expertise, but strongly continue to get more, give us more recommendations and insights and prescriptive, and that will make our journey much more smoother.
Well, Karthik, it's been fantastic. Really, we had that lunch in early summer last year.
That's right.
And you hadn't purchased yet. We were heavily considering it. And between that time and now to go live, and the work you and your team has done, is a testament to your leadership and your team's leadership. They've really done a fantastic job, and we love working with you.
Thank you.
We're going to continue to learn together. We promise we're committed to being more prescriptive with you, and future is very bright.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for all your partnership and support. Looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you.